First of all, as you rightly said, this was a great revolution. A great revolution in the sense it reflects a country, a developing country in a global world.
Israel is often called the startup nation. I call it the innovation nation. The future belongs to those who innovate. Those who don't innovate, whether in companies or in countries, will fall behind.
Egyptian people now own the country. Own the country. And they discover how much they love their country. It doesn't mean that they are always mature in manifestation of their love, their project.
And Israel is a global center for innovation, and by that I mean two things. It's a center not only for science and technology, but for the indispensable ingredient of entrepreneurship. It's the man or woman who has an idea, sometimes a child almost, young men and women, who have an idea. And that idea takes science and technology and turns it into a workable plan that can actually profit and grow. So Israel is the epicenter of world innovation right now.
There are sometimes excesses here and there, but the fact is there. For the first time, the people, the ordinary men, women, old, young, they think, they believe this is their country. And every one of them think that he knows what is good for the country. Unfortunately, everyone has his own idea.
Any of you thinking of coming to Israel, you're coming to a well-managed country.
I am one of those who believe that the only way to progress is to commit mistakes. Without trial and errors, humanity would have been left.
We have excellent research institutions and universities. You know some of them, of course, the Technion, the Weizmann Institute, and our other exceptional universities. They produce an inordinate share of Nobel Prize winners for Israel, and I think that tells you a lot of what it is.
So we all regret and we are unhappy to see many mistakes taking place. This is the first part of it. This is the cost aspect. But as I told you, without making mistakes, we will never learn. I think we're learning. We're learning the hard way.
We also spend 5% of our GDP on R&D. I think it's a little less than 5%, but it's still the highest number of any country.
It's purifying, and it will be a very important lesson for the Islam in the future. We have, first of all, to agree that there is no mixing between religion and politics. We have to admit and commit our belonging to a global world in which there are universal rights, human rights. Are in the leadership, they feel that they are too much committed. But of course, I think it is hope, and it is my desire to see all of them to come back in a secular country, democratic, where there is room for everyone, provided he abides by this universal. The problem with religion is not that religion as a metaphysics, like any philosophy, like anyone who projects what he thinks of the universe. And it's everyone. But there is one who tells you, we alone know the truth. There is nothing of the sort. So when you tell me that this is a secular Egypt while deeply religious, I don't see any conflict in this.
The Jewish people have always treasured education and knowledge. In ancient times, we were effectively the only literate people that I know of, because every father had to teach his son, not his daughter, but his son, how to read the Bible. And that brought us through the Middle Ages and into modern times with literary capacity. That was unusual. When the walls of the ghetto broke down with the French Revolution, that discipline burst out into many, many areas, into physics and mathematics, into chemistry and so on. There was a culture there. So from the Talmud to Einstein, the Jewish people were always asking questions. Truth was never finite. It never ended. There was an iterative process from Jewish communities around the world trying to find out what is the right thing, what is the true thing. And that questioning mind, I think, is something that is in our culture and I think adds very much to our capacities.
We are not claiming that there are some abuses here and there. We are, after all, a developing countries. We have all the problems of big bureaucracy and all of this.
Agriculture in our land, something we hadn't done for 2,000 years, was an innovation. It changed our capacities in a very, very short time, and we became a key player in the world community.
So I am not denying that in any country of the size of Egypt, don't forget, we are not Switzerland. This is a country with 25% below the poverty line. We are not highly educated.
Israel is this innovation nation. And we produce more conceptual products per capita than any other country on earth. I think most of you, possibly all of you, know this. So the question is, what can Israel give you? I think, in a nutshell, we can be your science and technology incubator. And I think for all of you, for any business and for any country, the ability to create, to have R&D centers or R&D investments or product development investments that allow you to seize the future, to be constantly on the cutting edge, is a competitive requirement for all of us. Everything is moving very, very rapidly. Everything is becoming digital. And Israel is active in just about every field. Just about every field. I can't say every field, but in just about every field that I heard discussed in Davos and that I hear that you are discussing, Israel is there.
That those who are pushing General Sisi to run are not in the military camps. Definitely they are in the streets. Women in the first place.
You said
Don't forget he's a handsome man.